Yeah, so South Korea is a major market for the trading of cryptocurrencies, particularly some of the major ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum and Ripple. If you look at the amount of trade done in terms of Korean won in some of those countries, it can be as high as 30% depending on the cryptocurrency in question. So it is an important market, but we need to remember this is not decided yet. There is still a long process to go if this is going to happen, and we've seen in other countries, for example China in the summer last year said we're going to ban outright cryptocurrency trading and mining, and none of that really materialized. It's a very difficult thing, I think, in practice to put into place, and so we have to wait and see on South Korea. We saw a big reaction on the cryptocurrencies this morning. A lot of them fell, but they have paid a lot of those losses and are coming back slowly.
There's a difference between regulating and banning, right?
Yeah.
Like so far, all of the so-called regulatory moves by various governments have involved banning ICOs or banning certain type of trading. But regulation is a different ballgame. What can they actually do to regulate something that by definition is decentralized?
Yeah. Well, they regulate not so much the technology behind it, but more the exchanges in focus. So that might mean some of the exchanges may have to do more stringent processes in terms of onboarding customers, those know your customer kind of checks. They may have to be a lot more strict about the way they control price movements. As we know in the stock markets, there are circuit breakers in place. Does that mean the regulators in certain countries might require those to be on Bitcoin exchanges? But it all goes back to how actually Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies are defined. Many are sort of saying, well, they don't come under our securities rules. Many countries are saying that they are fairly unregulated, but the exchanges themselves are what's going to be regulated. But shutting down exchanges completely, that would be a very bad thing for the market in terms of the price moves, but actually regulating the cryptocurrency world in terms of making it safer for people to invest and trade might not necessarily be a bad thing. And a lot of people in the cryptocurrency world are saying, well, more regulation in this space is actually great because it will bring a larger pool of investors into the market who feel safer trading this stuff.
Do you ever foresee a day, whether that's in South Korea or elsewhere, where the enforcement is really directed not so much at those exchanges, but the individual consumer investors who are told, you cannot trade, if you do, there will be penalties?
Yeah, I think that is a logical next step, but it's not a near-term step. The first thing they need to do is first, a lot of regulators are still grappling with what are cryptocurrencies. For starters, a lot of them are saying, how is this stuff traded? How does it work? How many are there? How much money is going into them? There's not a lot of transparency around that. And then the next thing is looking at these exchanges and making sure that they are regulated, they're doing the right things to onboard customers, and then do they fall under some of the regulatory regimes, for example, under the FCA in the UK and some of the rules around that. And then it's about establishing, I think, how these are traded and what are the rules around trading them, and then it goes to, I suppose, individuals as well.